Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'd like to say thanks so much for all those who made this channel grow. You've subscribed to this channel. Believe me, that meant a lot to us. If you want to support us, please just hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Gaucho has made some disturbing statements, but to me, I think these statements are correct.
Kila mahali. Na Uhuru alikuwa na MCS karibu kila mahali in Central. Saa hii Uhuru anapigwa na hana hata MC ambaye anaweza mtetea, mpaka mama yake ambaye amezaa Zeeka ndiye anakuja kumtetea. Na vile mnajua Raila Odinga nayo ni mayatima. Yeye hatujui nani atamtetea kwa sababu hana baba na hana mama. Unaona? Na ndio maana mimi nasema ya kwamba lazima wale watu wanachaguliwa na party lazima wakuwe loyal. Si eti mtu anakuja ya kwamba alikuwa anachekesha watu ama alikuwa na dance kwa bar mzuri apewe ticket akuje nayo kwa kiti. Watu wengi ambao wanachaguliwa wajui nini imewaleta. Mimi nauliza hao wabunge. Ndugu yangu JALANG'O anasema na mdomo yake ambao iko karibu na mapua yake. Anasema eti yeye alienda State House kuchukua maendeleo. Babu Wino amejenga shule hapa, ni kijana mwenzake. Amejenga mabarabara hapa Embakasi East. Amejenga mpaka mashule. Hajawahi enda Embakasi East. Hajawahi enda State House. TJ Kajwang amejenga mashule. Hajawahi enda State House. Wakina Orengo wameshinda wakifanya hajawahi enda State House. Kwani wewe ni unataka kujengea watu walang'ata binguni ndio inachukuliwa State House? Hiyo pesa inatoka State House. Na Constitution inasema ya kwamba ni lazima kila MP wapewe pesa ya kufanya mradi. My friend JALANG'O, politics si comedian, si kucheka. Na ukiona mwanaume mnono na utoe nini ikuwe na figa, saa zingine akili yao ifanyi kazi nzuri. Na sasa wewe sasa ile unaenda State House na Raila Odinga anaita watu waende rally. Inamaanisha una send message gani? Inamaanisha party leader Raila Odinga ni mjinga. Wewe ndio unajua kitu unafanya. My friend, mimi naambia baba, fagilia party. Toa wajinga hao wote nje. Na wasimio pia usafishe. Shafisha na ushafishe Kenya mzima ili watu wakuwe loyal na wabaki watu loyal kwa chama. Asante na Mungu awabariki.
Earlier on, JALANG'O said that in that interview, when he went to defend himself, he said that he had gone to the State House for development agendas. Now, that is not correct. That is not okay, because in that meeting, there ought to be a CS. You know, there was no CS in those photos. We didn't see a CS in that video. There ought to be a CS who is in charge of that department. There ought to be a permanent secretary also in charge of housing. Those two people were not seen in those photos. It was Gachagua and it was William Ruto. So to me, I think that meeting was political. Raila Odinga in that caucus reminded the likes of JALANG'O that the days of kulamba kuambia rais Nyayo kwamba ndio tukufu rais ndio, those days are over. So JALANG'O, respect the fact that we admire your work. You made a terrible mistake and going to the State House kinyume cha chama yako, and you didn't seek for mandate from the State House from your party. Because at the moment, the party had made a serious stand about the regime. The serious stand that the party leader made about the regime is something that all leaders ought to have followed. Leaders ought to have followed what the party leader said. So Gaucho reminded JALANG'O that this is not comedy. It's not a laughing matter. You need to stay loyal to the party. I think I agree with Raila. I agree with Gaucho. I agree with Senator Ledama, because these people need to learn from the old guys. The people like Orengo. Orengo didn't used to do this. Orengo could not be seen in the State House going to Moi because they wanted Moi to do something for them. They could do it in public rallies. They could do it in parliament. Earlier on during those days, the constitution did not allow, they did not give the parliament the powers that the 2010 constitution has given the parliament, that the constituencies have a right to development. And if that task or that development agenda was introduced, then the person that ought to have picked these things was the CS. I think it would have been better for Jalango to even pay the CS a visit. I mean, how do you pay the president as a visit, whereas the president has initiated that project, and the person supposed to carry on with the project is the CS. Hiyo ndio maana Jalango hana sababu yoyote, hajajitetea vizuri, hajatafuta remarks. Maybe kitu Jalango angesema kwamba nisameheni, nimekosa, nilidhani A, nilidhani B, so that he can be forgiven. But he went around to say that the people of Lang'ata do not care about who is the president. If the people of Lang'ata do not care as he purports, then why was he voted in? Why did the people of Lang'ata vote for the former member of parliament? Because the former member of parliament supported William Samoei Ruto, and because he supported William Samoei Ruto, that's why they did not vote for him. They voted for you, Jalango, because you supported Raila Amolo Odinga. That is something that you did not remember. You ought to have sought the mandate of Raila Amolo Odinga before making that move, and you ought not to have made such remarks which were disturbing to the party, that the people of Lang'ata do not care who is the president. They don't care. All they want is the development. The people of Lang'ata care about who is the president, because the people of Lang'ata overwhelmingly voted for Raila Amolo Odinga. And because Raila Amolo Odinga has been an MP for Lang'ata for so many years, since 1992. So it is a lie to say that the people do not care about who's the president. Of course the people care, but of course the people care about what development that they will have. So you ought to have sought the mandate of Azimio before making that move. So ladies and gentlemen, I personally agree with Raila, agree with Gaucho, and I agree with Ledama Olekina. Can you tell me what to think about what Jalango's comments were after being ejected from the Azimio meeting? Kindly share what your comments are. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, to stay blessed until you catch up again in our next analysis.